Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the MDRL series Dirt Late Models tonight. We're branching out into some different things on this channel. Hello, my name is Trevor Huff. I am the owner of The Racing Enthusiast as well as eNASCAR Road to Pro Driver. And I welcome you to this broadcast of the MDRL Dirt Late Model League. We have a lot in store for you, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. We have qualifying first up, and, of course, we're going to see our first few heat races. 8 laps will be the first few. Also, please let me know if the volume is too loud because I've been messing with my volume settings just a tiny bit. But we're going to go on ahead and head out on track with Trey Young. As I get my race labs pulled up here. Ladies and gentlemen, having slight issues with race labs at the moment, so I will read off the list. Timothy Chrisman currently top of the charts with a 13.8. 13.9 P2 Joey Garcia. Miles Morse P3. P4 David Woods. P5 Trey Young. All will advance to the next round due to the lack of drivers in the field. As my race labs is finally working. Still some technical difficulties here momentarily, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, still having technical difficulty, so I will call this race as best as I can here. While we wait to get this underway, we're going to use this. On pole position for heat race number 1, it's going to be Will Hanger. P2 is going to be Joe Garcia. P3, David Woods. P4, Alexander J. Smith. And P5, Corbin Morris. So, we're going to get this race going here. One extra pace lap before we finally get this 8-lap heat underway. Pace car is going to dive off.
Green flag, green flag.
And we're underway. Pace car's still on track, but we're going to get a good run. One car all the way down to the bottom of the track using the tires for turning. Everyone advances and wrecking in the back.
Yellow flag.
And we're going to have a yellow here. The 5 car went around in front of the field. Just gonna see real quick what happened there that caused him to go around in front of the field. It's like he was using the tires quite a bit here. Got underneath and just got picked up by the 51 machine. Oh, I did not see that, but he did get hit pretty hard. That's gonna shove him and the 49 towards the back of the field here. Caution laps will not count, so we are still technically on lap 1 with the number 19 machine of Will Hager still in the lead. Pace car will be in this lap. On the leader, Hager. Green flag is out, they're rolling.
Green.
Gray restart for the 19 machine. In behind him, the 114. Gonna get a really good view of the whole field here as he'll take the lead. One car drops out at the back of the field. We stay green, though. Single file as they file out through the corners onto the back straightaway. It's gonna be 4 laps to go here at the line. Hager, very comfortable lead. Excuse me, Hanger. Nothing to talk about. One car in the wall at the back. It's the 5 machine. Looks like this is going to be a fairly calm heat race. White flag next time by. The 114 looking to put down a few quicker laps to get to the 19 machine, but it looks like it's not going to be anything. The 19 looks to be win this first heat race as he crosses the line. The 19, P1, P2, the 114, P3, the 49, and P4, the 5. Ladies and gentlemen, I will be right back to try and fix an issue that we are having. Just one moment, if you would all please forgive me for having to step away. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for letting me know that it's working here. We're going to go on ahead and get things underway here as the pace car is off. The 99 car gets a good run, and we're underway. Going to get a good view here side by side, more towards the back of the field. 3 wide, nearly 4 wide. The 12 car and the 77 side by side. Once again, everyone transfers. Oh, he clears himself. They're going to make contact down the back straightaway. 1 car in the wall at the back. We will stay green. The 73, though, trying to get around the 12. Looks like he's not going to be able to get around just yet. So I have finally got my overlays to work, it seems. Just gotta get them pulled up. Massive battle for second place as the leader is checked out. There we go, the race standings. We're finally in business, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like everyone's gonna get away pretty cleanly thus far. Still just a battle for second place. Now it's moved on to third place. And the 2 car with damage at the back. Nothing from him. Our leader, Timothy Chrisman. This is Zachary Rogers here trying to get back up to Trey Young and Miles Morse. But it looks like we're going to stay pretty single file for the most part. And that was the checkered flag. So the winner, Timothy Chrisman, Miles Morse P2, P3 Trey Young, as we're going to go on ahead and advance on to the warm-up, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for joining once again. My name is Trevor Huff, and I will be your commentator tonight. So what are we expecting going into this race? We've seen it a lot. I was watching practice before. We've seen it a lot in dirt races where slide jobs mean everything. And this track is probably one of the worst for them, seeing how the turns can kind of even out towards the bottom. But the top seems very dominant, so it's obvious that drivers like Will Hanger are going to be able to drive away with this lead if they get to the top. That is, if they're stuck on the bottom or if there's a battle going on, it will be harder. But if he can single himself out, this track is known for being a very top lane dominant track, especially since the bottom, it doesn't really turn unless you hook the gray stuff down at the bottom. So we'll see if Hanger can still keep the lead as we go into the races. Once again, this is only warm-ups right now as we're watching Hanger race with David Woods, and then Zachary Rogers is just a little bit further back, and they are currently the only 4 on track. 40 laps again, once again, ladies and gentlemen, 40 laps here for tonight's feature event. We're almost to 100 subscribers on YouTube, so if you would please leave a like and subscribe and let me know how I did down in the comment section, ladies and gentlemen. If you want more content like this, be sure and tune in almost every week for the Universal iRacing series. It's the oval side of racing, not dirt oval, but oval. And last week we saw a breakout winner at Auto Club after the whole field managed to find a way to creatively wreck. But it was still a great race by any means. Tonight is Phoenix. Will not be streamed from my channel unless something changes. Next week, I believe it's a road course, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's Indy Road Course. I'm not fully sure on that, but definitely excited to see how that goes. So Like I said, not many people out on track right now, as Alexander Smith will come back out on track right in front of Zachary Rogers, which nearly was an accident in practice. And oh, they're going to crash hard here with Chrisman and I think it was Alexander. I'm not fully sure. But once again, this is only warm-up. 2 minutes left until the feature, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go on ahead and get your picks to win the race in chat if anyone is indeed here to chat. If you're here just to watch, then cheer on your favorite driver from home. And we'll get you your starting lineup momentarily. Hanger having a good battle with Woods here in the warm-up. Remember, Woods was one of that slower cars after he got involved in an incident a little bit early in the race, or in the heat race. So he didn't really get to show a lot of his speed, getting trapped back and forth with maybe some damage from the contact. Is this what we have to expect from him as he's racing with Hanger and really hanging tight with Hanger, no pun intended? As they are indeed having a good run. Hanger is P1 on the boards. Woods is P2 on the board. Or, sorry, Woods is P3 on the board. Just dropped to P4. It's actually Timothy Chrisman who's P2. But is this just a bit of an insight as to who we have to look forward to in this race? Zachary Rogers, of course. Alexander Smith. And as for those guys, those are the only ones left on track for warm-up. Warm-up is ending in 5 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, as we will get the feature event underway. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the feature event tonight in the MDRL Dirt League late models. Let's quickly grab your starting lineup, if we can grab it real quick here. On pole position, we have Will Hanger. P2, Timothy Chrisman on the outside. P3, we're going to have Joe Garcia alongside Miles Morse in the 73 machine. The 49 machine of Corbin Morris will start in P5. P6 here will be the 77 of Trey Young, the owner of this prestigious league. P number 7, David Woods, the guy who wrecked out in his heat race, but he still showed some pace alongside with Zachary Rogers in P8. And rounding out the field here on the last row will be the 9 of Alexander Smith alongside Aiden Lambert. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get a quick shout out to the number 5 on track. Ladies and gentlemen, that is David Woods. I mentioned it. He looked fast in practice, and I think he has a good shot. Unfortunately, like I said, he got involved in an incident early in his heat race, so he's starting a little further back, but that is okay. He still has a chance. Pace car's in, green flag, Hangers away over Chrisman. Good getaway. Everyone seems very calm thus far. Gonna go back upon the spotter stand. Almost contact with P1 and P2 as Timothy Chrisman's going to dive it down and he's going to clear, but for how long? 3 wide towards the back. They're crashing 2, 3, 4 cars. We stay green so far. We're going to stay green, but he's still on track on the back straightaway. And there's the yellow as Timothy Chrisman, while we were watching, took the lead away from Will Hanger. And let's see what exactly happened to Zachary Rogers here in this incident. It looked like he maybe just got turned around in front of the field. Lots of contact was happening towards the middle of the field. He just got, the 5 got hooked by, who is that? The 2 car of Aiden Lambert. He got hooked, and that sent Zachary around, and Zachary's car very damaged. Definitely not going to keep going after that. At least not unless he can get it fixed here. So, new leader, ladies and gentlemen, is Timothy Chrisman. Managed to take away P1 from Will Hanger on that initial start. Now, what does he do? How are we going to be able to sort this out? How are they going to line up here? It looks like Timothy is going to take the top as we head down to the front straightaway. We're going to see 1 to go. He's going to actually be on the bottom here, as this league does not choose your lane. So Timothy Chrisman, Will Hanger, 2 of the fastest cars, obviously on track. The pace car is gonna take the right-hand turn. Green flag.
Green.
We're back underway. Hanger is still in second, but Chrisman, all eyes are on him. Big battle towards the middle, the 114 of Garcia with the 77 and 73. Miles Morse and Trey Young nearly 4 wide once again, as we're gonna continue through the corner. Pretty clean thus far. Chrisman with a lot of pressure from Will Hanger back here. Hanger's also getting a lot of pressure from the 114 Garcia here. As they're side by side for the lead. Who's gonna have it at the line? It's gonna be Chrisman, but will Hanger be able to get back around into turn 3 and 4? Hanger right on the bumper. Hanger goes a little bit higher, but that opens up the door for Garcia up the inside. Nothing of that. The 5 car towards the middle of the pack, under attack from the 9 and the 2. We're gonna stay underway here as we're back with another battle. He gets underneath the 99, and he almost got that pass into the corner, but did not succeed, as Chrisman just needs to play the right lane at the right time to hold on to P1 thus far. P3, Joey Garcia. P4, Miles Morse. And P5, the prestigious owner, Trey Young. Side by side once again, maybe contact, maybe no. So we're going to get a better view here. Still side by side, but Chrisman will hold on to the lead as we go through the corner. The 19, he's there. He had a great corner compared to Chrisman, but still no avail, as he'll come around and finish, and be in second place as we come around and finish lap 13. All in the wall here, as Chrisman is a little bit wider than he was before. Slight contact, and that's going to be for the lead. They're banging doors, and Will Hanger, our pole sitter, is going to take the lead yet again. What a move, pinning Chrisman into a position where he almost hit the wall, as they're going to do it the exact same way, only this time Hanger will still get away. These two are bad fast. Joey obviously showing that he can be there, but just doesn't have the pace in the grippy stuff up top like Will Hanger and Timothy Chrisman do. Back around lap 16 here. Halfway is lap 21. We're going to settle in single file here for the most part. A battle towards the back of the field. 3 cars here. And it looks like that's going to settle out pretty quickly. Will they be lapped, and will that become a problem, is the big question. It's obvious that Hanger and Chrisman are pacing the field, with the big gap back to Miles Morse in 4th place. Will that be that big of an effect, and will they catch the slower cars of Corbin Morris, Aiden Lambert, Alexander Smith, and David Woods? Woods has had what looked to have been a fast car for most of the night. It's just not turned out for him. Unfortunately, it might just not be his day. If he can catch a caution, maybe he'll be able to break into the top 5. But for right now, he is stuck with that slower group, stuck behind one of the cars. It's just that hard to pass here. This is a little bit different. Hanger takes the bottom of 1 and 2, and Crispin takes the top. That was a big difference, and it messed up Hanger's turn 3 and 4, allowing Crispin to catch up just a tad bit. But will it make a difference, though, as Joey Garcia is starting to play into the picture? Sending it on the bottom is Crispin, and nothing will come of it. Lap 23 now, ladies and gentlemen. We're past halfway in your feature event tonight. Are we going to get another yellow, or are we going to stay green here and race this out? Everyone using the wall as much as they can to get the cars to rotate. Miles Morse kind of hanging on to Joey just a tiny bit, but not able to get there. Alexander Smith still fighting with the faster David Woods, who seems to be a little bit upset over the radio. And then the 49, who was involved in the lap 1 incident. Now a little bit of breathing room for Will Hanger as we go down the back straightaway to start lap 27. We're going to see him absolutely rip that wall. I think it's about time that we do a good old-fashioned sound of dirt racing here, and the dirt racing rumble. And I will shut up for just a few seconds so that you all can hear the beautiful sounds of race cars. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up on 5 laps to go here in 1 lap here as he crosses to take 35 of 40. 36 will be 5 to go. It's been a great race for Will Hanger. Everyone has been fairly spread out. He did catch lap cars, but it seemed to do nothing. We have a bit of a battle here between Smith and Young here, as seems Young, maybe his pace fell off just a tiny bit. Nothing else really happening. Joe Garcia still just hanging on to the back bumper of Timothy Crispin, but all eyes are on your pole sitter and your current leader, Will Hanger. 3 to go, ladies and gentlemen, here. 38 of 40. Hanger absolutely ripping the top, showing that he has pace and obviously a championship favorite if he continues this form. I'm excited to see what he can do for the whole rest of the season. coming around. We're going to get 1 lap to go for Will Hanger. He's been dominant all day long. As he comes around down the back straightaway and takes the final corner, Will Hanger is your winner here at Cedar Lake. P2, Timothy Chrisman, Joe Garcia, Miles Morse P4, Smith P5, Trey Young falls to P6, and David Woods P7 with damage on his car. And that is your winner, Will Hanger. Let's see if we can grab him out of the Discord, if he is in here. So we have Chrisman currently in the voice chat, as we're going to just pause it here and take a good solid look at our winner's car. Currently, it's only Timothy Chrisman, so we're going to give it just a few more seconds and see if we can get other drivers in. Was going to do third on back, but we may just have to interview Timothy Chrisman here. So let's go on ahead and grab an interview with Timothy Chrisman. Timothy Chrisman, it's Trevor up here in the booth. Well, you led a good few laps at the beginning of the race, and it looked like you were on pace with Will Hanger. He just got to the top and held that line and freight trained everyone behind pretty early on. What are your thoughts on that race, and what do you think maybe kind of?
It was a good race. I mean, yeah, I'll give it to Will. I mean, yeah, he kind of gave me a good old door, but it's all right. I mean, it was gonna happen anyways. This track is pretty slick tonight. I just wish I could have got that one spot better after last week's, 2 weekends ago shenanigans. I just wish I needed that win here. But Will's a good guy, and I respect the man. He does real good at what he does.
Well, you absolutely put some amazing pace down. It was definitely a race between you and him, and then, of course, the guys behind were all fighting for third place on back. I have one more question for you. When he did get that door to you, I noticed that you kind of did a similar move on him, but it didn't get quite there. So what was your kind of perspective on that, maybe, when you two made contact?
At first, I was like, God, I didn't think this was going to happen. I thought we were going to be all right. But coming out of 4 after the door, I wasn't going to try to hit him again. I mean, I lost at the front end, just like snapped. I went into the wall, and then it kind of put me down, and I wasn't going to go for retaliation. The guy's a good dude. I'm not going to do that. But the only thing else I could change is say the setup would have been better, because it was not it tonight. Tell you what.
Well, you made it look like your setup was right on par with how fast you were. You had a great race growing. Last question here. Anything you would like to say to your friends and family and fans back at home?
Thanks to my mom, my stepdad for letting me do this stuff. All my guys back at Trent Con Racing and all Dark Horse. It's been a great time over there. Coming from the 12-hour to this has been kind of crazy, but it's been a great race.
Absolutely. Well, one position better. Well, I'm betting on you, Timothy, next week for getting the victory here in the MDRL Dirt League. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Thanks for the stream.
All right, we're going to go on ahead and grab Joey Garcia here. Get him up in the booth. Joe Garcia, great race. I noticed how fast you were and hanging out behind Timothy, but it just seemed like it was too little too late, especially with the single lane. How do you feel, and what do you think happened in that race?
Oh, it was awesome. Like, I knew coming into the race and seeing Will and Timothy there, I wasn't going to outrun them. They're fast guys. But I just came in to fill for my boy Blade, and I don't know, I got him third, so I hope I did good for him.
It was an absolutely brilliant performance from you. When the field was bunching up and you were fighting for third place with about 4 other cars, what do you think was going through your mind? Did you think, oh man, I might get involved in a crash and wreck out my buddy's car just from fighting with the guys? Or did you think, I got to go full push here?
I mean, I was just running my line, and I was just letting them do whatever they wanted to do. But I just ran my line and was hoping that they didn't get into me. And all in all, it came out to be pretty good. I'm surprised only one caution, went green and checker. That's awesome racing.
It was an absolutely brilliant performance from you, Joe. One last question. Do you have anything to say to your family and friends back at home?
I just want to give a shout out to Warrior Racing and Warrior Rats from Juice Speed Shop, Sweet Victory Apparel. I mean, those guys do a lot for me over there, and definitely want to say thanks for Blade for letting me race this league and getting him a third for the league. And thanks for you putting it on our broadcasting.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate you putting on a great show, and we look forward to seeing what you can do next week.
Absolutely. Oh, I want to give a shout out to Carolina Sim Sports because that's what Blade's a part of. So big shout out to Carolina Sim Sports too.
Absolutely. Well, you have a great rest of your night, and congratulations on the podium finish.
Thank you. You too.
And our last interview of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, let's introduce your winner, Will Hanger. Will, absolutely amazing performance tonight from you. What was the thought process, especially when you needed to get back around Timothy to get back up to the front and drive away with the single top lane?
Yeah, definitely knew Timothy was going to be fast coming in. Kyle said he was one of the faster ones, so expected him to be fast, and we qualified up front. Then he got around us, so it was, I don't know, lap 3 or 4. Really wasn't too worried about it. You know, three laps down out of 40, you got a lot of time and a lot of opportunities to make time up. So at that point, we just kind of tried to stay behind him and save our stuff at the same time. And then I noticed he started hitting the wall, going down the back straightaway, which would slow him up and enable me to get to at least his left rear going in turn 3. And he hit it once going down the back straightaway, and I got to his door and then kind of took off from there. I think he tagged the outside wall too. So yeah, followed him for a little bit, and then once I got open air, it was just hitting the wall right, and then making sure that I don't do anything stupid. And didn't know if lap traffic was going to be a factor, but I only had to deal with one of them, I think. So once I got to him, he was respectful and ran his own race, and I ran my own race. So yeah, it worked out pretty good.
Absolutely. Well, that brings up a very good point. Early on in the race, I noticed the lap cars, the slower cars ahead of you all, that quite possibly would have played into it. Knowing how this track looks like it's such a single lane, do you think that would have played effect if you would have caught the lap cars? And did that play a massive effect into you fighting with Timothy for P1?
It definitely could have mixed it up a little bit. I can be really good with lap cars, or I can be really bad. I really like Cedar Lake. So there's different ways you can navigate lap cars. There was one corner where I was trying to pass Timothy that I went down to the bottom and pulled up next to him. But that line's hard to work when you got somebody on your outside. But with a lap car, with them being slightly off the pace, none of these guys are completely off the pace. They're all pretty fast guys. But I felt like there was some more options, but by the time I got to any lap cars, I had already had at least a 2-second lead on him. So at that point, I could have been content to just ride and wait till the lap car messes up. Because that's just a lot of what this is. It's just wait until the person next to you or in front of you messes up, and then you advance on that opportunity.
Absolutely. Well, my last question before we go on ahead and move on here is, do you have anything to say to your friends and family back at home?
Oh, I think Brennan for asking me to come race this league. It seems like a pretty good group of guys, and I had fun out there. I hope everybody else did too. So all y'all for putting this on, you for streaming it. Got Hangers, Goat Piss, all those guys over there. We all always bounce ideas off of each other, and sometimes bounce off of each other. Just depends on the day. And then I think that's about it.
Well, absolutely. Well, thank you very much. And good luck next week, and congratulations on the win.
Appreciate it, buddy. I'll see y'all.
You have a good night. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our last interview of the night will be the sponsor of the league, as well as the man who spent most of the time in the chat and raced in the number 5 machine, David Woods. Well, David, as we get a little bit of feedback here, thank you for joining us, and just want to say, real strong performance. I know it didn't turn out the way you maybe wanted it to, but how do you feel after that?
Honestly, I felt like I had a fast car all night. After that caution there with Zachary, felt something in the rear end wasn't right. Possibly bent it a little. So I was really loose going in the turn. So I just, tried to stay out of people's way and run with what I could, But, heck, Joe, Timothy, and Will, they put on a clinic on all of us. So most of us guys in the back were like, all right, cool, let's just run our stuff.
Absolutely. And it looked like you maybe got a little bit trapped behind a few of the slower cars as well that kind of threw you back there a little bit. But definitely, I see that there's a lot of speed, and hopefully it can come around for you next week. Definitely. I have another question about the incident. What happened from your perspective?
From my point of view there, it felt like my car got lifted up in the rear end a little, which in turn caught Zach up in that left rear quarter. And, I feel bad for Zach. I mean, he's a very fast guy. I love racing with him. I wish it didn't happen. But I mean, it was just one of those, first couple lap incidents, where everybody's trying to get to real estate, and, it happens in racing. I just wish it would have turned out better and we didn't lose anybody racing.
Absolutely. Well, if you would like to as well, before, like, my final question is, if you would like to shout out your company just real quick, then we would love to get that from you.
Oh, yeah, it's White Lightning Designs. We do iRacing wraps, Grand Theft Auto wraps as well. Trent is actually, Trey Young is running one of my wraps on his car for this season. And, of course, I'm running my own. So we are a new business going forward, but, we're trying to broaden out to get other people. And, I appreciate Trey allowing me to come on as one of the sponsors for this league, and appreciate you guys for coming out and putting on this stream, because you done a fantastic job, man. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank you very much. That means a lot, and we appreciate everything you've done for this league, and we appreciate you as a driver, and we hope you have a good race next week. My last question is, any family or friends you would like to shout out before we get this thing out?
Well, got to thank my 2-year-old. He come over and tried helping me drive her for a little bit. But my wife, for allowing me time to where I can get on and do these leagues with Trey and the guys, and, try to put on a good show for folks.
Absolutely. Well, thank you once again, and we appreciate everything, and have a good race next week, and good job tonight.
Thank you, Sarah. You have a good night.
You too. Thank you very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that will be all. It has been a wonderful night streaming dirt racing. I don't know how much often that I can run this league. It's kind of a weekly basis is how often that I can stream this, but I definitely enjoyed it. The drivers are great, and the racing product was brilliant as well. Congratulations to Will Hanger as he gets the win tonight. And we will go on ahead and actually, do you want to? Are you there, Trey?
I am.
All right. Well, let's get one more interview in here. Let's talk to the owner of this prestigious league, Trey Young. You finished in 6th place. You had a great race going. Walk me through this whole entire race as best as you can.
Yeah, it was interesting, honestly. Kind of a little boring at the middle of it. For me, felt like my tires were shot halfway through. Just couldn't find any grip. Slicked off in the middle. The top was just all slicked off at the very top. So couldn't find really anywhere to find any speed for me. Where the top 4 guys pulled away, and then Alex was able to get around me the last 2 laps, blocking him pretty well. That was fun, but yeah, that was my race.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate you and everything you've done for this league. I have one more question as well for you. Is what would you like to say to your friends and family back at home?
Dude, if they're watching this, thank you for watching. Hopefully we can get this league bigger and better. First season, first time ever running the league, and I feel like it's going good. Just little minor changes, but yeah, going good.
Well, absolutely. I had a great time commentating this race and watching, as well as I know that the other drivers did too. And so we appreciate it. And good luck next week, and have a good rest of your night.
Thank you for broadcasting this. Very excited for you to do that. You have a good rest of your night.
Absolutely. Thank you as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, in the chat, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to go on ahead and call this stream. It was a lot of fun tonight. We hope you all enjoyed. And once again, congratulations to your winner, Will Hanger. We'll see you all in the next racing event, which I believe will be UIS next weekend. I'm not fully sure, but we'll see you all then. Have a good night, everyone.